Alrighty, welcome to the Mesozoic Media Park. Now, the goal for this park is to fill it with as many movie, show, and documentary dinosaurs as we possibly can. This time, we will be doing the documentary known as When Dinosaurs Roamed America. This one's been very requested by quite a lot of folks, and there's like a lot of different scenes that I can do. There's two in particular that I want to do today, and one of them involves one of my all-time favorite dinosaurs, Ceratosaurus. I want to do the scene where it's kind of confronting the two stegosaurs. I think that would be very fun to try to pull off. It's a relatively easy enclosure. And so basically, let's just get into it. Real quick disclaimer. In this video, there's going to be like a little bit of a distortion effect that happens every so often. I do apologize for that. That's something that I typically do catch and I'm able to fix before I actually start recording. But this time I completely missed it. So unfortunately, it made it into the actual recording. If that's something that bugs you, I really do apologize. And I do completely understand you clicking away. It doesn't hurt my feelings at all. But in reality, I do apologize, and I hope you enjoy the video. So I'm thinking we'll place it right about here? Question mark? Yeah, we'll put it right here. We'll place it here. We'll go out this way, like so. Try to make it line up with the enclosure right next to it. It doesn't need to be overly huge. Of course, this is a pretty simple enclosure, all things considered. It's not anything that needs to be too terribly crazy. I really want to say, though, I love the way that the Ceratosaurus looks in this movie, or documentary, sorry. It looks fantastic. It's probably one of my favorite Ceratosaurus designs out there. Coloration, the whole shape of its skull, everything just looks just top-notch, man. Just so good. Okay, and then in this little area, there's some vegetation. There's not a lot of vegetation, really. Vegetation that kind of looks similar to this. Some trees in the background. I really want to emphasize those trees, you know? There's really not a lot. And then there's just this open area in the center. And that's where the Ceratosaurus be fighting the stegosaurs and kind of getting absolutely demolished. There's also, there's a lot of dirt and rocks and things like that. It's probably not going to look the most pretty, this enclosure. But it will look like something. It will look like something. I won't go too crazy with the dirt. I don't want it to be like absolutely brown like, the Disney's dinosaur over there. So maybe we'll do something that's a little bit more like this. Kind of. I don't know. There are also a lot of rocks that are kind of just piled up over there, separating the vegetation from this open area. So maybe if I just try to fill this in with as many rocks as possible, maybe I can capture that same desired effect. I don't know. Kind of like that, kind of. Maybe with some larger rocks in the background to give it a little bit more depth. That sort of thing. How's that look? That's not bad. That's really not bad. I'm actually kind of like that. I could probably litter a few rocks randomly throughout here. Make this look like it's the type of environment that have stuff like that. I don't know. That's really not too terrible. I'm really quite happy with that. I don't know what else I can really do except for the fact that I can add some more dirt. I wish that, I could, I guess, add sand, but oh, actually, I might be onto something here. Kind of like that. Mix it in with the dirt, kind of give it a lighter appearance. That might be the desired effect. Let's use dirt to get rid of some of that grass. This might be it, guys. This might be it. We might have cracked the code. We might have cracked it. We might have done good things. We might have done good things for this game. For ourselves, because I'm sure that this code's been cracked a lot recently. Okay. I don't hate that. And it looks distinct from the other enclosures that have dirt. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I like it. So, let's get them in there, and then we'll go ahead and start on our second enclosure after that. Okay, and as for the second enclosure, the most requested thing was by far the Dilophosaurus. Unfortunately, of course, the Dilophosaurus in When Dinosaurs Roamed America looks very different to the Jurassic Park Dilophosaurus, so that's going to be fun. But it has been heavily requested, so we will go ahead and include it to the best of my abilities. Again, it doesn't need to be overly big, and I also don't really have anything to represent what I believe is a basal sauropod in that scene. There's really no creatures that look anything like that, so I think the best that I can realistically do is add something like Dinosaurs to it. Just to try to represent that. I don't know. There's not much else I can do. I have no idea why, but I just want to make this enclosure look incredibly funky. You might hate it, but that's what we're doing. That doesn't look terrible. It actually looks like it has a little bit of method to it. So let me get a picture of this Dilophosaurus. So the environment is heavily forested with a little bit of a clearing. I think I'll just do that, really. I think I can maybe place a lot of this, and then maybe just like that. Just make it, break up the monotony a little bit, so it's not all the same huge trees. Okay, and then, of course, there is no grass on the ground, which is probably extremely likely for this area in the early Jurassic. And as a little cherry on top, we will place what is probably the best addition in this game. A log. That looks okay. I don't really know if there's anything else I can do with this, realistically. I might dial it back a little bit here, because it's not looking... It's like a little bit too much grass. So maybe that's the best I can do. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but I think that'll probably do the trick. So I don't know why automation was turned on, but now we have some free Dilophosaurs. Shoot. Okay, and now here is your cast for the day. We'll start with the Dilophosaurus enclosure. So here is that sauropodomorph. I can't remember what it was supposed to be, but this little Dryosaurus is gonna represent it. It kind of matches up to the size of Dilophosaurus anyway, which is a lot more similar to the documentary. Then the Dilophosaurus is in here. Can barely see it. Of course, I'm not the biggest fan of the Jurassic Park Dilophosaurus design. You know, I mean, that's mainly because I love Dilophosaurus as the actual animal. The real animal, I think, is absolutely amazing, absolutely massive, a lot bigger than it was in Jurassic Park. That doesn't mean that this is a bad design. Of course, it was a stylistic. They took creative liberties for this designs, and I think it's great in that aspect. But I just lean more towards the actual, like, you know, more current reconstructions of the animal. But here it is. We have a Dilophosaurus. To quote John Hammond, we have a T-Rex. We have too many T-Rexes, if you ask me. So we got those two in there. They are in there. And then you go all the way over to the Morrison Formation of the late Jurassic. And I put some Dinosaurs in here because, of course, Dinosaurs was a part of when dinosaurs roamed America. So I wanted to represent them here as well. And then my boy Ceratosaurus over here. Looking really awesome. That nice thin skull and everything, and the huge teeth. Looks awesome. I think that it looks really good in Jurassic World Evolution. Like, I think that they did a really good job. It's a little bit more tweaked compared to the way that it looked in the movies. In the movies, it's a lot more bulky and stubby and things like that. This is a lot more indicative of the actual animal, like, you know, the way the skeleton would look. So I love it. I think it looks great. And it'll square off with these two Stegosauruses over here. So that's very cool. Honestly, I think I like the way that this looks. You know, that's some cool imagery right there. So yeah, those are our new additions to the park this week. I'll probably start making some bigger enclosures here pretty soon because I have some really cool ideas that'll be coming up. And I want to start introducing a few games here and there. Like, I mainly want to do Path of Titans because someone had a really fun idea with that. So realistically, the plan is to kind of just focus on that a little bit. Focus on enclosures like that. But that was when dinosaurs roamed America. If you want any more, if you want me to add more from that documentary series, be sure to let me know. I would love to add them. And that goes for even other things that we've included by this point. If there's like a different type of dinosaur or prehistoric animal that I didn't include previously, then be sure to let me know, and I would love to include them. The same thing's been happening with Planet Dinosaur. There are some folks who wanted me to include the Gigantoraptors, and I think that's a great idea. So we'll probably do that, maybe even next week. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have an awesome day.